A prominent trauma surgeon is being remembered at the same location he devoted much of his life to. Desert Regional Medical Center unveiling what is now called the Dr. Frank R. Ercoli Ambulance Receiving Center. News Channel 3's Shelby Nelson has more on Dr. Ercoli's lasting legacy.
2, 1.
I think it's very appropriate that the ambulance bay is where we chose to honor his legacy, because this is where it all begins.
A legacy that will now be displayed for years to come.
I just found Dr. Ercoli to be the utmost professional. You know, he really cared about his patients and he always wanted to do the right thing.
Dr. Frank R. Ercoli, gone but never forgotten. Friends, family, and colleagues all gathered outside Desert Regional Medical Center's Ambulance Receiving Center. There is where Dr. Ercoli's name and face will represent a place he dedicated much of his life.
It was no secret that my dad was a man of passion, and he was someone that really mastered his craft.
One by one, those that knew and loved him shared their fondest memories.
The Trauma Audit Committee was greatly affected by the loss of one of our own.
And some humor.
Also, on a lighter note, I'm quite certain that if you were alive here today to see this in retirement, you would most likely find a reason to somehow drive by on a regular basis.
Dr. Ercoli died this past June while on the Frank Bogert Trailhead in Palm Springs. He first came to the desert in 1989, becoming the hospital's first trauma specialist and eventually the medical director of the Emergency Trauma Center.
He was like a month away from retirement, but he put in a lot of blood, sweat, and even some tears.
Dr. Ercoli's son Chris says his father was a man of many passions: music, travel, and founding the Hansen House Foundation to give families an affordable place to stay while their loved ones are hospitalized.
So to see people here at the hospital remembering him and remembering the contributions and what he did to make the hospital what it is today, it's really great, and I know he would be looking down upon this and with a smile.
At Desert Regional Medical Center, Shelby Nelson, News Channel 3.
Dr. Ercoli's youngest son, Robert, says that the Hansen House Foundation is scheduled to reopen in January. It was closed because of the pandemic.